Hello everyone, my name is Calvan and today I'm going to explain about morphology for my linguistics presentation. Morphology. The things that we are going to learn from this video or what I'm going to explain is about what is morphology, why is it important to study it, and what are its objects of study. Definition of morphology. Here are some definitions according to the experts. According to Lieber, 2009, morphology is the study of word formation, including the ways new words are coined in the language of word, and the way of forms are varied depending on how they are used in sentences. It means that morphology is the science that studies about a word that has innovation when used in sentences. Number 2. According to Bauer, 2012, morphology is about the structure of words, how words such as dislike are made up of smaller meaningful elements such as like and dislike. From this definition above, we can conclude that morphology is the study of words. It studies not only the meaning but also the structure from each word. Words have their own structure and morphology tries to study its structure. It studies about how words are formed or the study of how word formation. From this meaning, we can see that morphology is the basic study of words meaning and its formation. So, why is it important to study it? Because morphology is one of the branches of linguistics and it is one of the basics where it studies about the meaning of a word. So it is important because studying the meaning of the words is the basic when we are studying sentences, because if we didn't understand the meaning, then we cannot know the thing that we are going to read. Alright, that's my opinion about why must we study morphology. Moving on to the object of morphology. The object of morphology is morphemes. And here is some definition that is related to morphemes. Morpheme itself is the smallest unit of language that combine both a form and a meaning. It is the smallest unit of language and it is smaller than words itself because words are made up of morphemes and simple words are made up of single morpheme. Complex words are made up of two or more morphemes. There's lexical, there is content words, and open class words, and there is grammatical or function words, or closed class words. Type of morphemes. There are two types of morphemes, and they are free morpheme and bound morpheme. Free morpheme is a morpheme that can stand alone to make a word. Free morpheme can be found inside a simple word. Free morpheme is divided into 1. Lexical and grammatical. Number 1. Lexical. In the lexical, the word usually have a full meaning or a complete meaning. For example, table, book, etc. Number 2. Grammatical. In grammatical, the word doesn't have a full meaning or it is usually not complete. And in this case, it usually tends to be the to be like is, am, and are. Bound morpheme. Bound morpheme is a morpheme that must be attached to another morpheme to receive meaning. It cannot stand alone and needs a combination to make a word. Bond morpheme in general tend to be affixed, and they are prefix and suffix. Bond morpheme is also divided into two. Number one, inflectional. It is by adding something but it didn't change the word class. For example, the plural, such as s, z, and z, is. And the words example are cats and dogs. It combines the word cat and the plus s to make a plural form of it. Number two, derivational. Derivational is adding something and change the word class. For example, is the full in the beautiful. Beauty is a noun and is combined with full that was an adjective and it cannot stand alone. So when we combine it, it became beautiful. And the word class is changed from noun become an adjective. Structure of words. Simple words. They usually consist of single morpheme followed or not by an inflectional suffix. They don't have an internal structure, only consist of one morpheme. Example, play, place, and stronger. Complex words. They consist of a base and derivational affix. They have internal structure, consist of two or more morphemes. Example, goodness, enable, boyhood, and determination. Compound words. They usually consist of two or more free stems, which are independent words by themselves. For example, override, happy-go-lucky, and elevator operator. Morpheme and syllable. A single morpheme may be made up of one syllable, more than one syllable, or no syllable at all. Morph. The concept of morph recognizes that a morpheme has a phonetic shape. This phonetic representation is called a morph. Allomorph. In our discussion of morpheme, we have noted that it sometimes manifests itself in various phonetic shapes or forms. The plural morpheme can be realized as or z or is, and so on. Similarly, the past tense morpheme can appear as d, he, it, and k. Each of these morphs belongs to the same morpheme and is called allomorph. The relationship between morpheme, morph, and allomorph is similar to that between phone, allophone, and phoneme. The term morph means shape. Any minimal phonetic form that has a meaning is a morph. Those morphs which belong to the same morpheme are called allomorph or morpheme. Allomorphs of a morpheme may change their phonemic shapes due to two types of conditioning, and they are: number one, phonological or phonemic conditioning. Number two is a morphological conditioning. As we can see the upside on the above, we can conclude that morph is the abstract form, while morpheme is the form that have meaning, and allomorph is the variation of morpheme. That's all. Thanks for watching.